Hi, I'm Toy McCLURE. You may remember me from such videos as Retro, Toy Biz, Spider-Man the Animated Series, and Starting Lineup, The Silent Company Killer. Today, we're going to be taking a look at 3 new Super 7 reaction sets based on the life of Troy McClure from The Simpsons. First and foremost, we'll be learning about what D.N.A. stands for with Someone's in the Kitchen with D.N.A., featuring some terrific artwork all over the packaging, and of course, Troy McClure and Billy. On the back side, in case you did not want to open these up, yes, they have some fantastic Troy McClure Simpsons artwork all over the place, and it's very fun. It's funny. It brings back all the lines instantaneously. It's really well done. So A++ on the packaging. Next up, Meet and You, Partners in Freedom. You'd be a grade A moron to pass on this set. We'll take a look, of course. And last but not least, providing the facts about sex in a frank and straightforward manner, we have Fuzzy Bunny's Guide to You Know What, featuring Troy McClure and Fuzzy Bunny. It's amazing. I love these Simpsons reaction figures. So, this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee, leave that lead paint alone. I know it's delicious, but it is deadly. This is a look at the brand new Super 7 Reaction 3 3/4 inch Troy McClure action figures from The Simpsons. And while I got all you Springfield Aquarium Season Pass holders here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my YouTube videos. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates. I guarantee you'll find something here that you like. And of course, here's Troy McClure and his fellow PSA constituents all out of the packaging. And I'll tell you, if you're a big fan of 3 3/4 inch figures and The Simpsons, well, this might be right up your alley. Now, with the Meet and You 2-pack, we have Bobby. Jimmy here has some great paint on him with a red bow tie and that little bit of a lighter yellow that he had, a little sickly in that PSA video, if you remember correctly, but he does have some good articulation, again, if you're a fan of 3 3/4 inch. However, I thought the legs were going to be individually moving, and on this one at least, it's just all one piece. The legs go together, you can't move them individually. The paint wraps around, very nice overall, the head rotates, the eyes are good, the hair's good, everything looks good. He's a very small little figure, but for what is there, it's a pretty solid Jimmy. Graduating on from Bovine University, we have this version of Troy McClure decked out in his cowboy western attire, ready for us to take a peek at the killing floor. Don't let the name fool you, though. It's more of a steel grating to allow material to sluice through so it can be collected and exported. But the paint on this figure is very nice. It's of the more nicer painted figures, I will just say. Everything is pretty much spot on, except for maybe a few little nicks here and there. He's got some head articulation. He has some arm articulation, which go all the way up. I love his gloves right there. And he's got some legs. Nothing else, nothing at the wrists, nothing at the feet, but he does have peg holes on the bottom, so that's good. So if you want to stand him up, all these figures stand very well. And again, while the articulation is very simple on these figures, well, it does the trick in tussling Jimmy's hair. You're hurting me, Mr. McClure. Now, moving on, we have Oh, hi, Billy. We have Billy here from Someone's in the Kitchen with D.N.A. And much like Jimmy, he's got some fairly decent paint on him all the way around, simple articulation, and this one cements and solidifies the fact that, yes, the legs do move together on all the little figures. However, this perplexed me as you could get this leg up, but I don't really think that's what it's supposed to do. So go very easy with the legs, I'm just going to say, because I feel like I might be breaking it if you move one or the other as opposed to both at the same time. But little tiny socks, little tiny shoes, the paint is good. For a tiny little figure like this and for a Simpsons character that's never been made, that's pretty darn cool. With this version of Troy McClure, however, I gotta say, there's a couple problems here and there. Now, you're probably saying, well, what could be the problem here? Well, just first and foremost, he has his hazmat suit on, which is very simple, very simplistic orange plastic, elements of gray, but you can't get the mask off once you put it on. And I'm telling you right now, it's not easy at all. I mean, I can't even twist it to get this off in a very simplistic, easy peasy fashion. It's just not happening. But when you do finally get it off, you'll notice that you've completely wrecked Troy McClure's nose. And that's because his nose right there sticks out way too far. As you can see, it's all dented now because on the underside of the mask, it has a lip to it and it gets stuck on the nose. So when you want to yank the helmet off to and fro, you can't do it. Plus, there's a giant blotch of the wrong paint on his hair. So in terms of a design, it's not fun. You end up ruining the figure, and the blotch of paint is not cool at all. Same exact articulation. He can sort of hold the mask, right, in one hand. However, he's supposed to kind of hold it under one arm as per the PSA from the actual Simpsons episode. Not complaining about that, but you get the idea. This figure, this set is kind of a bust, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Billy. Out of the three, it's on the lower end, especially since you cannot remove the mask easy peasy without damaging the figure. And then to finally round out this Troy McClure romp, we have Fuzzy Bunny. And I gotta say, they did a great job in capturing this character that's on screen for like 2 seconds. It does highly remind me of Matt Groening's Life is Hell, the Bunny comic book series that he used to do before The Simpsons, so that's a nice little touch. He's got minimal articulation, the head, the arms, he's got great paint overall, and the legs do act as one piece. It's not two pieces, it's one, so be careful with the legs. They're actually a lot better painted than the actual Troy McClure figures themselves. I love the purple on this guy, very cool. And with Troy himself in his brown suit and bell bottoms, this would be the closest to just a normal Troy McClure figure. I love the tie, I love the colors. He is painted well, he's got his brown shoes. Overall, it's a great set. This one takes the cake in terms of the best of the three. It's just the more normal. It's definitely the funnier of the three, right? So you got that right then and there. And same exact articulation, legs, arms, everything else, head will spin. So very cool overall, brings the laughs. A lot of fun to be had with these. But I would say wait for clearance for Someone's in the Kitchen with D.N.A. Now, if you were thinking these are going to pair up with the World of Springfield figures by Playmates, definitely not. They are way too small. Even the smaller type characters, you could potentially say Fuzzy Bunny does, if anything. That would be a nice character, but no, definitely not. Just to even see Homer and Troy McClure. Hey, Troy, how's a guy like you end up marrying a guy like Selma? That's the question right there. And to see all these characters lined up, you get the idea, right? You even get to see Mo with his apron, a built-in apron. You know what I'm saying there? But what's actually kind of cool, in the scalature of the prior released McBain figures, you are basically creating a mini ReAction version of the World of Springfield with all these various characters from these sort of not canon sort of deal with The Simpsons, right? They're actors. They're creating little PSAs, little mini movies within the world of The Simpsons. But that's what makes it fun. There are so many jokes to be had. Just looking at these puts a smile on my face. So in that sense, they are a lot of fun. But they could have been a little bit better, especially with certain hazmat masks. So that will wrap it up at my look at the brand new Super 7's ReAction The Simpsons figures featuring Troy McClure. And if you haven't gotten the McBain ones, they're definitely fun. I really am gravitating more towards smaller, more simplistic figures. You get a lot more space for the collection. You can do vehicles with all these. It's like 3 3/4 inch Star Wars. You could do a lot more, and it saves your collection space. However, there's a lot of characters for The Simpsons they have yet to do. So for the time being, I would say these are a lot of fun. They're funny. It brings back all those quotes and everything else that you could definitely dish out over and over. But as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything ReAction Simpsons. And thank you again, my friends over at Super 7, for sending these over for the purposes of this video. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, get Mendoza for me. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Mendoza!